how to overcome insecurities of being in public alone. So last night, I go and see my all-time favorite musician play in San Francisco, and I planned in advance. He'd been months in advance planning on going. I had 4 friends go with me, and none of which were like big, huge fans like I was. And so it's Ferry Corston. He's like absolutely love telling a story of Ferry Corsten. It's just an incredible story. Dutch master, Rotterdam producer of musician. He's a musician, but now he's playing as a DJ. He's a DJ at this club. So we go in, I go in there and meet 2 friends there at the club, and then 2 other friends come and meet me. And then Ferry ends up coming on really late. Like, he didn't even start till after midnight. So we're there like, I don't know, 10:30, right? So our friends are there, and they're not like huge fans, so they're just, hanging out. We're all having a good time. But like after like 12:30, San Francisco, they're like, okay, we're tired, we're leaving. And Ferry hadn't even gone on yet, like 12:15. So I'm like, so the first 2 friends leave. Then Ferry comes on, and then excitement's building, and it's just like building up, and he's coming out kind of like playing slow, playing a very like building up the set, just getting started. And then my other 2 friends, they end up cutting out. I say, all right, we're out too, and so I'm sitting I'm over on the bar side. This is Public Works in San Francisco. So, and my 2 friends are there, and it's a girl and a guy. And then I'm enjoying it. Ferry's going off. He's starting really slow in the set. He's building it up. And then they're like, okay, we're out. She's like, I want to go. So she leaves. They take off. And I was like, all right, I can either make the most of this situation and enjoy like my favorite all-time freaking musician, like living on right now, or I can go home and be like a crybaby about this and just leave and miss out. So it's about 1 o'clock, I would say. Probably about 1, maybe, about 1 o'clock in the morning. So I go so I move over to the right towards the stage, and I see a couple people I know, and I said hi, we talk, and the music's really loud, so people are dancing. And then I look to the right, and then I realize they've opened up like the doorway to go upstairs. Now before it was all closed off, you couldn't even go up there. But now they've opened it up. People are just walking up there. There's no bracelets or anything. So I'm thinking like, okay, this is it. I'm gonna change up my vibe, change up my scene totally, and have like a completely new vibe, and then end up with like new people. So I literally walk upstairs, completely change the vibe out. I go and find a spot like over there by the, you can see the stage. It's on the corner balcony at Public Works. I'm looking out, and Ferry's playing. There's amazing music going on. The lights are incredible. The freaking show is amazing. It's starting to go. It's like still kind of building up now. It's probably at 1:15. Still, I'm up there by myself now. Haven't really just said hi to a couple people. Just that's about it, really casually. But I'm just there to see the music. So I go. I'm having this like uneasy feeling, this uncomfortable feeling at this point. I'm like, you know what? This is kind of weird. I don't know anybody up here. And I'm like freaking, yeah, this is cool. But I just was like uneasy at this point. I'm like, this is just awkward. And so I'm thinking, yeah, maybe I should. I was having thoughts like maybe I should cut out and leave early right now. I'd miss the show. I just give up. So I look around. There's like a girl next to me. She's kind of having that same look on her eyes. She's like, oh, she's kind of uneasy, uncomfortable. And I'm thinking, you know what? We're all here connected. Everyone here is all on the same page. We're all connected. People are, we're all one. So I started looking at people. I turned the way I'm seeing people in the club from like, oh, they're opposing me or against me or I don't know them, to like all of a sudden like we're all here for the same mission, to have fun and see Ferry Corsten, and looking around the room like with a different view, as opposed to like, oh, my friends left, I'm here alone, to now like, no, we're all here on the same page. We're all connected. All of us have united. Like we're all a part of the same whole, and now we're all going to have fun together. All of a sudden, people start coming around me. There's a new group of friends that I see. These guys are like, literally, they freaking were born when I pledged the fraternity. So I pledged in Delta Chi in 99. They were born in 99, 2000. So it's super cool to start talking to these guys. And they were there with a big group of friends. So I'm talking to these guys, and we're all dancing. The music's now, Ferry's really getting going. I tell them the entire story of Ferry Corsten. They'd never even heard of him. They just ended up stumbling at public work. So I stop and I talk to him, and I'm like explaining that this guy actually is he's like the almighty in trance music. I mean, he's not a DJ. He is a composer. He's a musician. He makes most of the sound that people have heard in the mainstream. And so, I mean, in the trance sound. And now all the sounds he's playing tonight, he actually made. Like, he composes all this stuff. So he's really a special dude, you know, that's why they call him a Dutch master. So I'm explaining the whole story and how I met Ferry 15 years ago in 2006, Ruby Sky, and all the good times that we've had. I've been to like 10 of his shows, and how just really getting him into the music in the background on who this guy is up there. You know, they're seeing a living legend on stage, they didn't even know it. So now they're all of a sudden appreciating the music more, they're dancing, and then more and more, their groups are hanging out, and then another group of like 4 other, another girl comes up, we start talking, and then she's cool, we just hang out. I was explaining the same thing about Ferry, she starts dancing, and then she goes and gets her friends, and then now all of a sudden there's like her group of friends, and then this other young group guys, these group of friends are all hanging out on the second floor with me. And I like I said, I didn't know any of these people to start out the night with, but all of a sudden now it's like this completely comfortable vibe set in of like peace, and we're all one. We're all having fun at this venue, dancing and just uplifting each other, as opposed to me being in a scarcity mindset. I'm now I changed my thinking of like, how can I add value to the situation? How can I add good emotions? What does each situation call for? And at this point, it just called for me like just smiling. The music's loud, having fun, talking to the people who wanted to talk to, and the ones who wanted to know more about who Ferry was, telling them the background of the story on this amazing composer, musician that they're here to see for the first time, for the ones who haven't seen him. And then really just letting go, and then just getting into the music and completely being at harmony and one. And once I started letting go, everyone around me was able to let go. You know, they were all cool, man. They all of a sudden, the vibe loosened up, because the upstairs wasn't as packed nearly as downstairs, and it was more, kind of more smaller. There was a back corner area that was more intimate. So all the people back there all of them were into the music. There was hardly anyone just socializing. People were freaking into the music. And Ferry now he's raising the volume way up on the sound. And the music's just going, you know, starting to really beat. And trance he's playing at like 138 BPMs, beats per minute. So it's just starting to go boom, you know, boom, boom. And he's playing all these, starting to play these classic tracks like System F, Out of the Blue, you know, some of the early stuff that he's played, and some of the more recent stuff. It's just blending together so harmoniously. And I mean, some of the people up there probably never even heard it. They're hearing it for the first time, and it's just and they were just blown away. And here I am experiencing it with them. Some of them, I feel like it. I'm talking to this girl for the first time. She's seeing Ferry, and I'm like, you know what? I want to experience this the way you get to see him right now. I want to experience it through your eyes, seeing it for the first time. So I like kind of put my mind and my mindset into her shoes, where she's now seeing him for the first time and experiencing this music, and thinking like, wow, this is like the very first time when I experienced his music in 2006, you know. So, and it's just just all of a sudden the whole vibe changed, and I was committed now to staying to the end and watching the final song, the final set, and watch him close the stage off, and I did. You know, so it was literally just going from a mindset of scarcity, of like, people are here to judge me, my friends left, I'm all alone, I don't know anyone here, to literally changing the where I was at. So I was standing at the bar downstairs, now changing where I was located. So I saw the opening upstairs, walked up there, and then once I saw those stairs, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is so cool, they freaking opened this all up. I had never been up there before. So now as soon as I came into the new scene, like changing the scenery, I was able to like get out of my own head and now change my mindset to like, how can I add value? How can I add good emotions? What does each situation call for? How can I just give good vibes? And I found a little spot to hang out with, didn't know anybody at this time. And literally within 30 minutes, the whole freaking party was literally surrounded. The whole area in the back was like surrounding me in the party, and these people were dancing, having a good time, and I'd met everybody, you know, met their names, and like I said, some of the guys were born when I pledged the fraternity, so I mean, they're half my age, but it didn't matter. It made no difference. They were super cool. They wanted to learn about Ferry. The girls I met were like just their first time being there, and they wanted to learn about him, you know, just like super amazing vibe. All of a sudden at the end of the night, and it all came down from just a simple mindset change, from like, as opposed to what what can I get from this situation? People are judging me, to all of a sudden, how can I add value to the situation? What can I do to give good emotions and change the scenery from a mindset of complete scarcity to a mindset of abundance? So going from a place of having, being in an uncomfortable, uneasy situation where in my case, I was uneasy of being alone, of my friends left, and now all of a sudden relocating to a new situation. It changed everything. So, you know, if you ever find yourself in the situation where you end up alone at a club, at a bar, out in a social situation like that, and all of a sudden you're like, dude, this sucks. You know, my friends are left, or I can't find anyone, and now what are you going to do about it? You're going to freaking, you know, was I going to be a crybaby and leave and say, oh, I can't do this? Or am I going to just, he's there to see my freaking favorite artist of all time, like performing right now. Yeah, I want to see him. I had to change my mindset, dude, and like really get in and let go and just completely get into the present moment. And by doing that, it was like one of the best, probably I would say, you know, on top of the best show I've ever seen for him. It was amazing. And all these new people that I met, super cool. It was actually more fun, I would say, experiencing it with them for the very first time, because they were there for the music, I would say, than any others. So, I mean, ultimately, it was absolutely mind-blowing, life-changing. So, how to overcome like anxiety in social situations when your friends leave you, you're all alone, you're insecure. Think about this video next time this comes up. This is Gavin Mehl. Be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bells, hit that freaking thumbs up, the like button, leave a comment. Let me know if you have any situations. I'm reading the comments and do my best to respond to all of them now. So please leave a comment and let me know what's up. I'll see you at the top.